Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Talk of the Town podcast. If you have not already, make sure to hit that subscribe button as we're on the road to 200 subscribers here on the YouTube channel now. We love sports news, sports betting, special segments, daily uploads, updated rankings every single week, my reactions, anything at all. It's all right here on the Talk of the Town podcast. So I promise you, your subscription will be well worth it and much, much appreciated. And speaking of special segments, today we have Slips for Sundays, where I give you guys my 3 favorite games to bet on this weekend. I also give you guys my best slips for those games. And I also give you guys 3 games to avoid betting on this weekend as well. And at the very end of the video, I give you guys a crazy bet, where if you're feeling lucky this weekend, I give you guys what I think is your best chance to win big. So make sure to stick around for that. And we'll also react to the 49ers and Rams game from yesterday night as well. But first, I want to give you guys a massive, massive thank you for helping me hit 100 subscribers on the YouTube channel yesterday. And not only did I hit 100 subscribers yesterday, which is what I was fully expecting, to just hit 100 and, keep up the slow growth. I'm at like 118 at the time of recording this video. You guys, the amount of support you guys have shown for me here throughout the first couple months of my podcast has just been incredible. I can't put in words how much I describe it. That would be unfair, because that does not justify how much I really appreciate you guys, your support, taking any time out of your day to come and watch this podcast, whether you watch the full video, 2 seconds of it, you just click on, you like it, and you click off, you watch 20 minutes, whatever it is. It is just so appreciated. Again, thank you guys so much. Here's now to the road to 200 subscribers here on the YouTube channel and so on. Let's keep the train rolling, man. So let's start off with the 49ers and Rams game for Thursday Night Football last night. What a hell of a game. What an absolute just hell of a game last night. I made a video yesterday. I'm kind of taking some stuff for it here. People in my comments are not relenting, especially on TikTok and stuff, although I do have a lot of people agreeing with me as well. But also, I think people kind of misunderstood what I was saying about yesterday's video about me saying about the 49ers and Rams. I still agree with what I said about the 49ers. This amount of injuries, they cannot keep winning this way. They are not going to win this way. They are not going to keep winning this way. I did also mention that if there was any game for them to be decimated by injuries like this, like they've been kind of decimated by injuries all season, but that your entire receiving crew out, your starting quarterback out, I mean, just guys literally everywhere out. Everywhere you turn, your starting tight end, I mean, just everywhere. This would be the game against a divisional opponent you see twice a year. This would be the game to do it. I'd say this would have been a better situation than them and even going to play the New York Jets right now. Because that's a team you see, once every 4 years. You don't have a lot of film. You're not used to seeing them, especially they were away, so they probably would have had to go all the way across the country to New York again. I'm just using New York as a hypothetical right now. But I'm just saying they would have been better off playing the Rams than they would have playing, I don't know, the Jets or even the Patriots or just another team like that all the way across the country, a team they don't usually see very often. So I thought this was actually a very good situation for them to play against the Rams, and it actually turned out to be true. But in terms of going out now later throughout the season, and what seems like on top of the injuries they have, guys just keep getting injured. What's his name? Gross-Matos or something on the other side of the field. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. I forget how to pronounce his name, or if that even really is his name. But yeah, again, he's injured. He went into the locker room. I mean, it's just every game this team gets like 2 or 3 injuries where guys are going in the locker room. They're stuck on the sideline. Like, it just does not seem to end for this 49ers team, man. And Mac Jones with a career game, mind you, I'm a diehard New England Patriots fan, and seeing that made me very happy to see that for him. It did, to be honest with you. Seeing him start to blossom, he might have a chance to have like a Sam Darnold or like a Baker Mayfield kind of resurgence. Those guys, Geno Smith, whose careers kind of just seemed over, like maybe they'd be career backups, seem to really revive their careers and go on to be kind of long-term starters. You have a couple now. I mean, hell, Baker's an MVP candidate. Sam Darnold is a borderline top 10 quarterback in the NFL right now. He was an MVP candidate last year. Whether or not Mac Jones gets to be, an MVP level quarterback, I don't necessarily think he has the ceiling as a Baker or a Darnold, but he has the ceiling to be a very, very top quality starter in the NFL. Like, he could be a borderline top 10 quarterback. He's not going to quite put up the statistics to be like an MVP caliber quarterback, but he could be very good starter for a team. A team I think that could be an option for him next year is the Las Vegas Raiders, a team I thought he was going to go to after New England. That was the team he was rumored to go to. I think Geno Smith's probably going to be a one and done. Rumors are he's driving Pete Carroll crazy. He's throwing a ton of turnovers. I think those days we've seen of Geno Smith playing some really good football, I think that's kind of over. He's kind of looking like he's back to kind of old Geno Smith. He's tossing a lot of turnovers, and we know Pete Carroll hates turnovers. He's just kind of run the ball, pound the ball. When I ask you to throw it, just don't turn the damn ball over. And Geno Smith, that's kind of a hard ask for him right now. The Minnesota Vikings as well. The whole J.J. McCarthy situation, I think that's kind of a hot take, but I think this is one that's not necessarily totally off the board here. If J.J. McCarthy really, they do not trust him at all, which is kind of rumors in the building that they don't, and they could be looking to move off of him. Mac Jones is out there. They kind of learned from not keeping Sam Darnold, which they're kind of wishing they did, which they did offer him a contract, by the way. So that kind of tells you all you need to know about them trusting J.J. McCarthy to this point. And Mac Jones is out there. They might say, hey, hell, let's do this with Mac Jones, because we have a really talented roster right now, and I don't feel like wasting all these years developing J.J. McCarthy. So they might just go all in on Mac Jones. So that's kind of a hot take, but that could also be a destination for him. But as of right now, man, he is 3-0 with the 49ers right now. He's in a pretty elite group of quarterbacks that started off 3-0 with a team. I mean, pretty incredible, to be honest with you. He is looking really good. I said yesterday, I thought the recipe for success for this team to win would be Robert Saleh calling a hell of a game, the best game of his career, and he called one of the best games of his career yesterday. He held the Rams in check for a majority of the game, and I thought Christian McCaffrey would have to be the one who pounds out the rock and really show vintage McCaffrey. He did have a really good game yesterday, but I did not expect Mac Jones and Kendrick Bourne to have a career game. I have a Patriots Kendrick Bourne jersey as well. It tells you, dude, I love Kendrick Bourne. I was pretty sad when they cut him a few months ago, man. I was like, dang. The Patriots receiving room is kind of crowded, so I understand that he wanted a fresh start, so he went back to San Francisco, and he's really getting his chance to shine there. His best season of his career was with Mac Jones, and Mac Jones' rookie year back a few years ago in 21. And Kendrick Bourne had his best year. He almost had 1,000 yards receiving, and he was great for the Patriots. So seeing him, those two are a real connection with each other. We seen it last night. And Kendrick Bourne had 130-something yards receiving. What a game. What a game for Kendrick Bourne. Those two were just clicking on all cylinders last night. So, man, that was a hell of a game to watch there. Looked like Montana and Jerry Rice out there a little bit, those two. Obviously, I'm kidding, but they looked very good out there. But the Rams, I think one of the things with the Rams is I think they came into this game kind of lightly. Now, the story about this game is going to be the 49ers. People are not going to talk about the Rams. I'll go over the Rams a little bit briefly here, just because, honestly, I think the main storyline with the Rams is they came into this game taking it lightly. They heard the things about all the injuries they got. They got the Baltimore Ravens next week, who is pretty injury decimated themselves, but Lamar may or may not play in that game. I think this team's too busy looking ahead now. I wonder if all the talk about them, going on to win the division, the 49ers are falling apart. People still aren't really taking the Seahawks that serious. Not me. I still think the Seahawks are a pretty legit team, a dark horse kind of team. But I think a lot of that talk has gotten in the Rams' head, and you can tell by the way they came out there and played in the first half. When they had one touchdown, then the 49ers came out there. And they looked pissed off. They were probably tired of all the injuries, all the talks about them, everything there. And they came in and they were just like, screw this. I don't care about the excuse. They could have made the 49ers had every excuse in the rule book last night to lose that game. They had every excuse in the book to go out there and be like, you know what, dude, we ain't got no one out here. We're just gonna come out here and get our ass kicked. And you know what? They went out there and they played their hearts out last night. Like, you could just tell that 49ers team wanted to win that game so much more than the Rams did last night. You could just tell. Their hearts were just completely in that game. I'm not necessarily saying that the Rams wanted to lose that game or anything, but as I just previously mentioned, I mean, I think they went in there taking that game lightly, to be completely honest with you. Um, Again, the year that talks about the injuries are like, hell, what the 49ers got Demarcus Robinson and I mean Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Tonjes. I mean, are we really going to lose to this team right now? We got Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, Devontae Adams. Like, look, compare the names on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball right now. And I think the Rams got in their own heads. I think they took this game lightly. The 49ers came out there, won to win that damn game. They're like, we got a chance to go 4-1 and take a real leap in this division. And they went out there and they did that. As I just mentioned, man, they had every excuse in the book to go out there and just be like, you know what? I think we're going to get our ass kicked tonight. Who cares? So, they had every excuse. No one would have bashed the 49ers if they lost that game at all. No one was even really expecting them to be competitive, including myself, to be completely honest with you. But they went out there, man. They proved a lot of people wrong last night. Kyron Williams, another story for the Rams. The fumbling issues he had last year. He had a lot of fumbles last year. Actually, I do not know if he had any fumbles previous to last night, but that one he had gave me flashbacks from a few weeks ago with Ramondre Stevenson. Sorry to any Patriots fans in here with me as well. Horrible flashbacks, but now the Rams are feeling it, man. At the goal line, they're going down there to drive to win the game. And Kyron Williams fumbles at like the 1 yard line. I mean, that was a great play, though. What a punch out. Like, that's not necessarily Kyron Williams just went cough the ball up. He really, that was an amazing play by the 49ers defender there. Hell of a game last night. I mentioned yesterday on my YouTube short, TikTok Reels, I mentioned the main storyline of this game was the 49ers being decimated by injuries. Well, the main storyline of this game now was how good of a game this was and how the 49ers still keep stringing games out no matter what. Now, I do still stick with my take from yesterday, though, and I think we can all agree to a certain extent. This is not a way to sustain success, and eventually it will catch up to the 49ers, especially if the injuries keep piling. Guys are taking a while to come back. Who the hell knows how long Kittle's going to be out? I haven't checked his injury report in a while, but I don't think anyone's really seen anything on that. Purdy, here's some kind of interesting. Are they really going to rush back Brock Purdy now? We know Kyle Shanahan wanted to draft Mac Jones back in the 2021 draft. But people are kind of calling him nuts for wanting to draft Mac Jones at number 3 overall. And they went and they took the boomer bust pick and Trey Lance, who we all know how that turned out. Traded up 3 first-round picks to get him, and that was one of the worst drafts ever. Draft picks ever right there. I mean, in terms of what they gave up to get him, imagine the 49ers still had 3 extra first-round picks on top of drafting maybe Mac Jones or whoever else. It doesn't have to be Mac Jones, just anyone else but Trey Lance at that point. Micah Parsons was there, like literally anybody would have worked out a lot better. So that was worst case scenario for the 49ers. They still ended up, the crazy part is after all of that with San Francisco, they still ended up getting to the Super Bowl. I mean, that's pretty incredible right there. It is, man. I mean, you wonder how much more they would have ended up actually having a ring if they would have kept their 3 first-round picks and drafted like Michael Parsons or something at the time, or maybe if they did end up drafting Mac Jones. So I'd be curious to see how fast now this team rushes back Brock Purdy. And Brock Purdy like, okay, dude, my foot needs to heal right now because I feel like my job's on the line. I've seen a lot of rumors maybe saying they should make Mac Jones the starter. Look, I don't think the 49ers are going to do that. You devoted a lot of money to this guy when you didn't have to pay him yet, for one. They paid him, again, I've been saying this with quarterbacks. They keep paying these guys a year too early. They can go another year without having to pay these quarterbacks, but they end up paying them a year too early. And it's kind of coming back to bite them in the ass right now. Because Mac Jones at this point has looked better than Brock Purdy. Again, it's nothing against Brock Purdy. I think Brock Purdy is a good quarterback. But he's being paid Josh Allen money. I mean, that's crippling your franchise now when you have Mac Jones, who you could legitimately be like, hey, if we didn't pay Brock all this money, hell, we can move Brock and keep Mac and really make something here. Kind of replace this aging roster. The 49ers have an aging roster. There's no doubt about that. The roster, Trent Williams is like 40 years old. Kittle's getting old. McCaffrey's getting, I mean, these guys are getting old. They're all over the field for him. So I mean, it's just this contract is now starting to really kind of look bad for the 49ers. Now I think it'll all work out in the end. I think Purdy will be fine. But you really see now they could have just went and paid. I bet you they could go give Mac Jones next year a 4-year, $100 million team-friendly deal. But now you're stuck with Brock Purdy 5 years, like $200-something million, just ridiculous. When you didn't have to do so right then and there. Again, if they would have just waited the extra year to pay Brock Purdy, then you know what? None of this would be an issue right now. It's wild. It's crazy. I hated that. I hate when teams pay their quarterback a year early before the contract year. It always seems to come back to bite him in the ass when it happens every time. And I'm not trying to make it seem like, man, Mac Jones is the guy. Brock Purdy sucks. Like, I'm not saying that, but it would probably be better for the franchise, especially if Mac Jones is actually going to keep playing like this. You can't sit here and tell me that them keeping Mac Jones, saving over like $150 million in cap space, having your quarterbacks like a 3 or 4 year team friendly deal and going out and making your team younger, signing all these guys. You could trade Purdy for a couple like high round picks. I don't know about a first round pick, but some teams get desperate for a quarterback. You tell me Las Vegas might not trade a first round pick for Brock Purdy? I don't know. So it's going to be interesting to see how this story develops. If honestly, I think what I think is going to happen, and I think a lot of us know is going to happen, Mac Jones will go somewhere else. They're going to have to keep Purdy. They don't really have a choice. But as of right now, man, Mac Jones does look like the better quarterback. That's just me, and I think that's a lot of 49ers fans as well. I have friends who are 49ers fans saying the same damn thing. So that is it for that. Let's get into slips for Sundays here today. My 3 favorite bets, my 3 bets to avoid, my crazy bet. Let's just get right into it, man. And that'll be it for today's podcast as well when I've done this. So let's start off with my first favorite game to bet on. We're going to do the Detroit Lions versus the Houston Texans. I'll put my bet slip up on screen. I am taking the Detroit Lions money line. For one, I think we all know Detroit is the way better team than Cincinnati. Sometimes you feel like these games can be trap games, but the Lions are rolling right now. The Bengals are an absolute mess. Jake Browning, he's just not a winning quarterback for one at all, and he's not playing anywhere like he did. I mean, to step in for Joe Burrow before. I mean, we know that he can play like decent, but he's not playing like that right now. So we have to kind of stop living off the past with Jake Browning and say, okay, dude, this guy actually sucks right now. We should go try trading for like a Jameis Winston, something. You need something better than that. Even Russell Wilson I've seen as a candidate to be traded to the Cincinnati Bengals. I think if they go out and lose or get blown out by the Lions and their offense is still just not moving, which the offense is really the only thing this team has going for them, to be honest with you. I mean, Higgins and Chase are healthy, and their offense literally can't move down the field. So that's an issue, and I think a lot of that is quarterback issue for one, because they were moving down the field when Joe Burrow was on the field. Again, Joe Burrow is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. You're not going to replace Joe Burrow with anyone else right now, but there's more sustainable options out there. So I'm definitely taking the Lions money line here. Cincinnati is really struggling and looking like one of, if not the worst team in the NFL throughout the last few weeks here. No, they've been horrible. Jahmyr Gibbs, 60-plus rushing yards. The Cincinnati defense is still not very good at all. Teams have been running all over Cincinnati, passing all over Cincinnati. Taking Chase Brown, 40-plus rushing yards. I think they're going to be wanting to run the rock a lot as well. That Detroit defense does give up some holes on defense in terms of running the ball as well. But their defensive line, for the most part, has been pretty fierce on the pass rush. So I can see them. I think the game plan for Cincinnati was to try to stop pushing the ball down the field. Be like, dude, just throw it to Chase, throw it to Higgins. Like, let's take time off the clock, run the ball with Chase Brown, make plays when we need to make plays. You think that's what they do, but they're too busy still thinking they got Joe Burrow in there. It's like, guys, you do not have Joe Burrow on the field anymore. Like, you have to change your game plan according to who you have. I think if you wanted to kind of try to run a Joe Burrow style offense, again, I mentioned this before, just trade for Jameis Winston. Look, he's probably going to throw 3 picks a game, but he's also going to throw like 4 touchdowns a game. He's just a gunslinger out there. He's way better than what the Bengals have right now. So we're going to run that offense. We're going to trade to get another quarterback because Jake Browning can't do that. And it's apparent that their offense right now. Jared Goff, again, this Lions offense is going to be moving all over the field on the Cincinnati defense. Again, for 1-2, Cincinnati loves to pass the ball. They love to pass the ball. So you know what that does in terms of they're not successful passing the ball either right now. That gets them off the field. So that means more plays for this Lions offense to run and pass the football. So that's good for them. And also Jahmyr Gibbs, anytime touchdown score as well. They love giving Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs has had a lot of carries in the red zone so far this season. So kind of feels like a gimme there. To be honest with you, I love the Jahmyr Gibbs anytime touchdown scorer. Bad. That's done me a lot of justice in winning my parlays so far throughout the year and even last year. So that's one of my favorite games to bet on. Again, this kind of feels like a layup here for me. The Bengals are just horrible right now. They really are bad football team. And Detroit is steamrolling teams right now, man. They're playing some really good football. My next game to avoid is the Browns versus the Vikings. Dylan Gabriel's first start against a Brian Flores defense that has actually been playing really, really well. And a really stagnant Cleveland Browns offense that has been just really a non-factor. The Cleveland Browns defense is the main story with the Browns, and it kind of makes their scores look somewhat close. And has won them the game against the Packers, one of the bigger upsets of the year. But besides that, Dylan Gabriel in his first start, I actually think they'll be better off with him than Joe Flacco, to be completely honest with you. He can move, better arms in this point. Joe Flacco does have a cannon of an arm, but he can't move, and he can't make anything of it because he's too busy. A lot of the time, Joe Flacco just throws some really weird floater across the field. He threw a horrible, one of the worst interceptions I've ever seen against the Lions last week. I don't know if you guys seen that, but again, it was that weird. He gets under pressure, and there's that weird floater to the sideline, and there wasn't anyone within 10 yards of this throw besides the Detroit Lions defender. It was a really bad throw. I think that's the throw that got Joe Flacco benched right there. He didn't go on the bench after that throw, but like after that, Stefanski was like, all right, bro, I can't do this shit anymore. He was like, screw that, dude. But the Browns, Dylan Gabriel, his first game as an NFL starter against a Brian Flores coach defense is not good, especially when your offense isn't very good anyway. The Vikings, still Carson Wentz is in there. Vikings just feel very weird. They feel off right now. I think a lot of it is because they're trying to make whatever they can make of J.J. McCarthy, even though he hasn't played in a few weeks. They don't really know what to make of that situation. Carson Wentz are trying to do all they can with him as well. He's actually played pretty well, but I don't know. They feel stuck right now. Like this Vikings team feels stuck. Feels like they're just kind of win one, lose one, win one, lose one, win one, lose one. They just really do not. You really don't know what you're going to get with this Vikings team, and I don't even think the Vikings know what the hell they're going to get with this team either right now. They just feel like they're in constantly a weird spot every week. The Vikings have like a Super Bowl contending roster, but they're just being held back right now. It's very strange and I do not like betting on Minnesota Vikings games right now because, as I mentioned, it's win lose, win lose, win lose, and when they lose games, they look really bad in those losses. They do not look good in those losses at all. But when they win games, they look very good in those wins. So very, very strange team. I just do not like betting on at this point of the year right now. So I'd avoid betting really for a majority any Minnesota Vikings game, but especially this week going against Dylan Gabriel and the Cleveland Browns, and then you don't know what you're getting with Minnesota. This is just an all around. Just avoid it. Just avoid this whole thing in general. You're getting nothing out of both sides. There's no upside. We don't know what we're getting. So avoid the Cleveland Browns and Minnesota Vikings game at all costs. Next game, that's my favorite game. I'll put the slip up on screen. Believe it or not, is the Houston Texans versus the Baltimore Ravens. Cooper Rush it's looking like he's going to start for the Ravens this Sunday. Reports are heading that way, is that it's looking like he's going to start. This Houston Texans defense is extremely well schemed and just talent all over the board. I don't want to say I don't think there's any chance. We've seen what that happened with the 49ers last night. Decimated by injuries, came out, ended up winning the game. But the Ravens feel a little different right now. The atmosphere in the Ravens building. They're 1-3. They're not 3-1 like the 49ers. They're having a really rough start to their season. And Houston is a really good defense. Like that defense coached by DeMeco Ryans, like those guys out there, like they look pissed off every possession when I see the Houston Texans. That's why I'm like, I think a lot of people are kind of underplaying this Houston and Ravens game. Houston is right now the favorites on DraftKings and everywhere else right now. Houston is the favorites to win this game, and I've seen some people say, "We've won out, Lamar." Are the Ravens really not the favorites to win this game? Like, guys, the Houston Texans, I think, are going to come in there freaking clobber Baltimore on Sunday, to be honest with you. I mean, their defense, which is now injured to all hell, it's just everywhere. I mean, they have injuries everywhere as well, and their coaching is not nearly as good. Like, Zach Orr doesn't even breathe the same air as Robert Saleh. Like they're not even in the same stratosphere, dude. In terms of being a defensive coordinator. I mean, Robert Saleh is one of the best defensive coordinators in the league, and Zach Orr is the worst defensive coordinator in the league, now missing his best player. So this is two different scenarios with this 49ers and Ravens scenario here. I've seen some comparisons trying to make it as, hey, this Ravens, you see the 49ers last night, you see what the 49ers are going through. It's a different scenario. It really is all around the board. I think Cooper Rush is going to be under extreme duress. Hopefully now they give Derrick Henry more carries. I don't know if they will. Ravens play a lot of football that doesn't really make a lot of sense to start off the season here with the play calling and everything. Ravens fans are probably wanting to kill me right now talking about this, but I'm going to take the Houston Texans. I'm going to take the 2.5 spread. That I like when the spread's around 2.5. I think they're going to win by like a touchdown or two. Derrick Henry, again, they hand him the ball a lot. You know he's going to end up breaking a run no matter how good the Houston Texans defense is. That defensive line is very, very good. Will Anderson, I mean, they're everywhere. Stingley in the backfield as well. I love that defense there for the Houston Texans. Mark Andrews, 15 plus receiving yards. See it at the end of the Chiefs game. Cooper Rush is going to be getting that ball out quick. Mark Andrews is going to be a security blanket, but I don't feel comfortable with Mark Andrews getting a ton of yards, to be honest with you. But 15 plus feels very, very comfortable for Mark Andrews. I just mean in terms of getting 40, 50 plus, but I feel very comfortable. Cooper Rush is going to want to get that ball out of his hands quick because he's going to be under incredible duress against that Houston Texans defensive line. And then finally, I got C.J. Stroud, 220 plus passing yards. This Ravens defense gives up 33 points a game, even though the Houston Texans offense has not been great, but they've actually been getting better throughout the last couple of weeks. They put up like almost 30 points against the Titans last week, whose defense, even though their team is not very good, their defense is actually pretty good. So I feel pretty comfortable with that and the amount of holes the Ravens defense gives up. So there that is right there. 4-pick parlay. My second favorite game of the week to bet on, Houston versus the Baltimore Ravens. So yeah, that's my second favorite game to bet on there. Notice not many legs on the Baltimore Ravens besides Mark Andrews and Derrick Henry. Really the only two I feel comfortable in the offense with right now heading into this game. My next game to avoid is the Commanders versus the Chargers. Jayden Daniels is coming back from his knee injury. It's what it's looking like so far is that he's going to play, but we'll see how well he plays coming back from his injury right now. The Chargers, one thing that really is worrying me of the Chargers is them missing their two tackles. They're kind of starting to pile up some injuries on defense, Khalil Mack. So the Chargers went from being like, hell, this team, it's kind of looking like this is their division to lose. Like the AFC West is theirs to lose to like, this team's falling apart really fast for the LA Chargers. Like kind of overnight, like this team fell apart, it's like starting to fall apart. This is going to be a big game for the Chargers. They lose, they end up being 3-2, and it's like all the things they built throughout the first like 3 weeks just immediately collapses on them here, and they're going to be in some trouble in terms of trying to win the AFC West. And the Broncos, especially the Broncos, win here on Sunday as well. They move up to 3-2 as well, and that big division lead they had over 3 divisional opponents is all of a sudden now gone. So this is a big big week for the Los Angeles Chargers, and I don't really know if I trust them in this spot right now. You're missing your 2 tackles. Najee Harris is out. That 1-2 punch they didn't really get to build with Omarion Hampton and Najee Harris. But Omarion Hampton's kind of been kind of had a slow start, but he picked it up against the Giants last week. I'm trying not to take the Giants game like too serious. I kind of felt like a trap game. You had Jackson Dart's first start. You were kind of head over heels. You started off 3-0 all against your division. You felt like, hell, we're just going to go in and clobber the Giants real quick. They didn't count on Joe Walt getting hurt. So I don't really know if I trust the Chargers in this spot against the Commanders this weekend, to be completely honest with you. So I'd be very, very hesitant to bet on this game. So I just go, I'm fully avoiding it. Jane Daniels coming back from injury. Terry McLaurin's hurt. I'm just avoiding this kind of like the plague right now. I don't know. This game, you kind of start looking around. You start looking at multiple facets of this game, and it's not working. I don't like it at all. There's just too many question marks on both sides of the ball, both teams. So just I stay back from this game. This game is not worth it right now. And mind you, too, these teams got to go all the way across the country to play each other. They don't really see each other often, so just weird game. Don't like it. Stay away from it. My last favorite game here is the Cowboys versus the Jets. We're gonna be like, Matt, why the hell is this one of your favorite games? This is one of my favorite games to bet on because I'm very high on the Cowboys, which we're going to be like, again, Matt, why the hell are you betting on this game? You're high on the Cowboys? Really? I mentioned the Cowboys are going to be a roller coaster all season. They're going to have very highs and very low lows. But their offense is very explosive. And this Jets team, to me, I think they're going to put up some points, but I think this Dallas Cowboys offense is going to torch this Jets defense, to be completely honest with you right now. Their defensive unit's not playing very well at all. And I think the Jets are kind of starting to look worse every single week as the week goes on. They had a really good first week against the Steelers, and they got absolutely blown out by the Bills. They had put in Tyrod Taylor against the Bucs, which they played really, really good in that game. Probably should have won that game. So definitely not against the Jets there, but I like the Cowboys in this spot. I am very optimistic. I'm more optimistic on the Cowboys than most people are. That's one of my favorite games to bet this week. When I got the Cowboys, I'm taking the 2.5 spread. I think this team's definitely going to win by more than a field goal. This team scores a lot of points. The Cowboys score a lot of points. Dak is playing like an MVP candidate right now. So George Pickens is kind of broken out as well. This team is kind of got the rhythm a little bit on offense right now. Their defense is still extremely questionable, but I don't think it's that hard to stop Justin Fields in that Jets offense right now. Besides Justin Fields, Garrett Wilson, man, Breece Hall, it's not necessarily playing great unless they're in the red zone. So again, I'm taking the spread 2.5, taking the Cowboys. Garrett Wilson, who is by far Justin Fields' most favorite receiver right now. 50-plus yards, especially on a Cowboys secondary that isn't necessarily the greatest secondary, especially right now. I definitely take that. Dak Prescott, 240-plus. He's a passing yards leader right now, or at least one of them. I think he is a passing yards leader right now. That feels like a lock right there. Dak Prescott throws for a lot of yards. He averages about, 270-some yards a game. On this Jets defense feels pretty good. And then Breece Hall, anytime touchdown scorer in the red zone, he is a massive threat in the red zone. And he does break off some big runs. And this Cowboys defense is not very good against the run whatsoever. So Josh Jacobs was tearing them up last week as well. So this Cowboys defense is not very good against the run at all. So I really like this game. This game, to me, has good vibes on it. Again, that 2.5 spread. I like the Cowboys winning this game this week. A lot of people I feel like the Jets going to want to win this game. I feel like the Jets are progressively getting worse, to be completely honest with you. They had that game with Tyrod Taylor. They played well against the Bucs, but with Justin Fields, you kind of seem like they're progressively getting worse. My last game to avoid here for the day is the Broncos versus the Eagles. The Eagles, I do not trust betting any leg on them right now. You don't know what the hell you're going to get with A.J. Brown, Saquon, Smitty. You don't know. I mentioned in a video, it was yesterday, I think. Yeah, it was yesterday. I was talking about the A.J. Brown trade. That this team feels like it has too many mouths to feed. And that's why I do not like betting on the Philadelphia Eagles. They also play about two really good quarters of football. They play about a half of really good football, and the other half, they stink. So I do not trust the Philadelphia Eagles betting on this team at all right now until they really figure it out. Because yes, they're 4-0, but this team is like on the brink of being like 2-2. I mean, they have really almost blown some games, but they've also came back and won a lot. Like they played a really bad half against the Rams a few weeks ago. They came back and played a great half. Against the Buccaneers last week, they played a great first half. Well, the second half they sucked. So you don't know what you're getting with this Philadelphia Eagles team, especially against a pretty good Broncos defense. But Bo Nix, kind of a little turnover, bit of a turnover machine to start off the year so far. That Eagles defense is really good. They're coming off a win against Cincinnati, so can't really look way too much into that as well. Going from Cincinnati to Philadelphia is a pretty tough assignment. So, yeah, I don't know. These games have two really good defenses. Broncos are kind of turnover prone, to be honest with you. The Eagles, their offense completely disappears for a half, whether or not it's going to be the first or the second half. That's your guys' choice. Or I don't know your guys' thoughts on that. Who in the hell knows? But yeah, I'm staying away from that game. That game just does not culminate well with me, man. Too many just boomer busts. You have one half this teammate play great. You have another half. You don't know which player is going to play well for Denver. You don't know which player especially is going to play well for the Eagles. You don't know if after all this talk with AJ Brown, they're going to try to throw it to him 12 times this game, or running the ball with Saquon and not giving it to AJ Brown this time. I avoid it. Whether or not they want to use Jalen Hurts, the tush push 6 times, who the hell knows? I do not know with this Eagles team. And same thing with the Broncos right now. Because you got Bo Nix, feels like turns the ball over just about every game. So, yeah, I'm avoiding the Broncos and the Eagles this week. I highly suggest avoiding that game. And we're going to end off with my crazy bet as well, heading into this week. Yep, here's my crazy bet. So I had to put up on my phone. Kyler Murray, 8-time touchdown score versus the Tennessee Titans. Tampa Bay Buccaneers money line against the Seahawks to buy an 60+ rushing yards. The Saints money line over the Giants and 50+ receiving yards for Tyler Warren. The one you guys probably like, the hell you taking the Saints over the Giants for? The Giants just won. The Saints have actually been playing really good football. They should have beat the Bills last week. The Saints have actually not been playing bad. They had a bad game against Seattle, almost beat the 49ers, almost beat the Bills. Like, they're actually playing really competitive football, and Spencer Rattler's actually playing really good. So I'm going to take them over the Giants. I think one pretty gritty win over the Los Angeles Chargers, which they played good in that game. But I'm not high on the Giants at all, to be honest with you guys. And the Saints have actually been playing really well. I think they're due for a win, and I think the win is going to be this weekend against the New York Giants. So that's my personal opinion. If you guys are feeling like wanting to win big this week, $10 wins you $361. I feel like that's your best chance to do so, y'all. So if you feel like doing that, and if you do it, make sure to leave it down in the comments. So that's it for today's video here, Slips for Sunday. So once again, thank you guys so much for helping me in 100 subscribers here on my YouTube channel, man. It just means the absolute world to me. One of the funny things I thought before I end the video is I've been getting called the football Pete Davidson, like everyone on TikTok and everything, because apparently I look like him. I sound like him. Like, I don't even know. So I don't know what the hell is going on with that. I don't know. I just wanted to mention that because anyone was thinking that watching this, you're not alone. So I just wanted to say that because I'm like, I just keep hearing that shit everywhere. I don't know what's going on. I don't mind that. I think it's hilarious. That's what I'm saying. Of course, I don't mind it at all. Trust me, I'm not sensitive with shit at all. At all. So call me whatever the hell you want. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed Slips for Sundays, my little reaction to Thursday Night Football last night. What a game there. And hopefully you guys enjoy these games this weekend. Everyone have a safe, blessed weekend, and take it easy.